Talking Point platform. TTPTV. Oh yeah. Unale we pledge with love and loyalty to we sweet, sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as one for tomorrow. Now just one platform for news within our country salute. For education, entertainment, political affairs, TV. We got enough Tanga one inside Sierra Leone, like a big quantity. We breeze not a shit.
Yes, Fambulen, now welcome back to yet another very, very important segment where they can through the Komon-Tok platform, just like any other day. We know they're done with Komon-Tok there. Okay. Today, one of the Komon-Tok, what we get for can look into. Now, the scenario where get for take place, where one of them will most likely be the end of Maada bill. That's make today. I want that you click the like button on the YouTube. Why? Now save it, save it for yourself. Perhaps you will need that in future. So let not go struggle for FENA because you know every day they come live. But if you don't save them for yourself, now you personalized list. Now YouTube, you can just go there. You can able to send it. That's now one of the scenario, one of the issue for can look into. And secondly, we see a video they make rounds now the social media where former President Nkrumah and Nigeria they honor him or then go grace an occasion where we see the video did spread. We also go bring for now the Minister of Information don't deny freedom of speech or they know they suppress people and for protest. Now VOA he grants an interview. We get on there. This they respond to allegations where they make, and notably the parliamentary speaker for the opposition. I think some of the allegations in there. And for wrap it up, perhaps this is very important because now health issue. Plenty people now don't they follow international news, so now they're able to mpox, so they can say monkeypox. This the WHO, the World Health Organization, don't declare as a world emergency, and so we alert the authorities that they don't turn, make them pay attention on this. With people that don't suffer so much, please, at least, and I don't go sit on there. People that want change and not agree, but do your pick. Let we not record in cases here, please, for God's sake, please. With a big una. All right. If you just join me for the first time, we want to use this opportunity for welcome you within a different sign-up with a TPP Leon at YouTube. Perhaps also you see this for the first time. Or for January, super easy. Click the subscribe button, turn the notification bell, and let the rest of us. Each time we can live, we could send you an alert. We also then have Facebook. We named our Facebook our Talking Point platform. Again, kindly like and follow us and leave the rest of us. We'll definitely do a favor by sending an alert. We also then have TikTok with the name Komon-Tok, within X, formerly Twitter, with the name Komon-Tok, and as well as Instagram with the name Komon-Tok. Well, you know, Mr. Komon-Tok, would they have for come for them part issues a better one. They can't just now.
Just one platform for news within our country salute. For education, entertainment, political affairs, TV. We got enough Tanga one inside Sierra Leone, like a big quantity. We breeze not a shit.
All right, so straight to the point, we're not getting nothing for waste. But normally, because we know the importance of them program here, and use yourself now, most of them don't call now, they emphasize how the message are feeling, they able to reach people and don't turn, they able to know what to do. So, in as much as we don't take as an obligation for Kaya every day, you said take as an obligation, say, okay, what can I do to pass on this information? Maybe the least you can do, now for sure. Now that's the least you can do. Yeah? If you're not able to call and put your voice, well, comment on the comment section. If you're not able still, just share. That are the simplest and the least, because when you share them, it'll help for pass this message. So please consider that, because we know so now they do that, but not just a gentle reminder. Now, we begin philosophically. As always, a fine follow we borrow words them from people and where God don't bless with wisdom. You know,
Hitler was a fanatical leader.
let's start with Warren Buffett. I'm sure plenty people know who than Warren Buffett. If you pay attention carefully to those words where they see on screen, it connected to what we want can talk about, and also now a message to Sierra Leonean for say certain situation which they not allowed emotion for override you. Yes, things are bad at the country. I'm sure plenty people they want them Maada be common power. I'm sure Maada be excessive was sit down at the country, you know, get solution for the problem. You know that. You know that. In ministers they know say you know get solution. But how for left power now? There comes the trouble. If he left power today, what thing could be in faith? And I don't talk another day, and I will repeat on today. Perhaps you they watch me, you get a freedom, you get what they say, a peace of mind past Maada Bio. Forget about the chair where sit down. Maada Bio perhaps not only in and Fatima and wife now they know it and total date. It's a bit like what say you in a dilemma between the devil and the deep blue sea. What do me for do? I don't commit so many crimes. What do me for do? I don't see for election. What do me for do? I for wait 2028 and over power. If I am over power to APC, you don't go home me. What do me for do? I go fair me loyalist, me puppet I put on there. How the people go react? See what happened in Bangladesh. Check now. Where he forced himself into power, I will put a clip today for now. See how he end, how he end. These are the things that where they plan Maada Bio in mind right now, where people know they understand. Now, I'll read for you what you see on your screen. Warren Buffett said you will continue to suffer if you have an emotional reaction to everything that is said to you. True power is sitting back and observing things with logic. True power is restraint. If words control you, that means everyone else can control you. Breathe and allow things to pass. Okay. I will not take this for any face value. As I mentioned earlier on, everybody, they look for peace. Maada Bio can at this country, salon. It meets a tradition and called lantern. It banned the lantern for no good reason. It banned the lantern. Can you imagine? It banned the lantern. No lantern. Don't Maada Bio in government, they give permission to Caribbean then culture. One festival with them they count. Every year they count. And I don't know if I want to say they don't count. They go import. Imagine they go import people and culture for Kana Salon. Team up naked and dance. We all see now in Africa. Then say na tourism. You see sense? You see what they say logic, eh? You see how they play with logic, eh? You see logic? You they say, oh, they are bug we say there. We say na logic. We get with tradition. Where be they help people and young man and forget money. Then young girl and they get money. Business and they boom on that very day. People and they get liveliness at least for that day. We craft. It improve. This man come a banner. 30 days, me unable understand what's not the reason. 30 days, I don't even know. 30 days, 30 days, 30 days. I don't sit down here quietly, I think. What's not the rationale behind Maada Bio for calm a ban with lantern? What's not the rationale? I don't even get answer. I don't crack me because okay, for security reason. But this thing, we're not born here to don't meet lantern. You know, unable get one day we hope some Maada Bio go able answer Nandi. Now in town all meeting the way they make. Lay give the justification why you for ban lantern. Now, family not about lantern I want to talk about. I just try for talk about everybody, peace not in the country, freedom not in the country. Not absolutely you know, they get no, except for few people. When they talk about the few people, the majority of the people we care about, that they talk about. Let someone else say, other people they enjoy. Of course, war in Ukraine right now, people they know they enjoyed it. You don't know war they did. So people they want for make Maada be a communal power. But believe me, if we do it in that emotional way, we continue for suffer and we miss the point. That's not the thing. But again, like I tell you, we go be a little bit philosophical tonight. Look now, you came back. These are prominent people. This Reagan, of course, we are known to be former president of America. See what he puts. He said, this crime against humanity must never be forgotten. Right? Crimes against humanity will not forever forget them. Now look again. Simon, he said, justice for crimes against humanity must have no limitations. So no matter how long, no matter how it takes, una be rest assured the people of Sierra Leone, those people who bear the greatest responsibility will one day face justice. Not to prophesy the Meko, it's just a fact. Now, I go back this with you. I want you to take your time. We can put for you 10 world leaders, and all of their faces there. I'm sure if you Google them or you read about them, you know, say these were powerful people on earth. They amass more power. Then get the military, then get the might strength, then get, oh my God, how they end. And I'll go trying for you other factors then back inside. But let's go first. Let me take you the 10 people in, 10 heads of state, presidents, and we hand bad because they refused yesterday for do the right thing. And they feel say them very powerful and for able to amass. And how they end up with Gbagbo, Laurent Gbagbo, and Shekna na Bangladesh. No go. They can't just now.
A megalomaniac who led his country and many others into the abyss.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down the most brutal, horrific, and despicable world leaders in history.
Stalin remains one of the greatest villains of the 20th century.
Number 10, Saddam Hussein, Iraq.
Saddam Hussein had a certain straightforward, brutal efficiency as he propelled himself towards absolute control of Iraq.
Within a week of taking power, Iraqi President Saddam Hussein arrested and massacred all his rivals within the Ba'ath Party. It was a horrific foreshadowing of the next 2 bloody decades. Hussein invaded Iran and later Kuwait, which ultimately devastated his own economy. The Iran-Iraq war lasted for 8 years and cost hundreds of thousands of lives.
The thing that has been avoided is the links that he had with the United States. There are pictures of him in Rumsfeld, I think, aren't there? And the Americans armed him, backed him when the Shah was overthrown.
Despite these failures, he maintained power through horrific repression and violence. He brutalized and slaughtered Shia and Kurdish minorities, killing tens of thousands of innocent civilians. Hussein remained in power until the 2003 invasion of Iraq. He was executed 2 years later.
We never thought that Saddam would be removed. Never. So when I saw them, I felt hope.
Number 9, Idi Amin, Uganda.
Idi Amin was a brutal dictator, one of the worst of the last 100 years.
Fearing arrest for corruption, Ugandan General Idi Amin took power in 1971 through a violent military coup. His 8-year reign was marked by ethnic cleansing, corruption, and murder.
Idi Amin tried to give himself these sophisticated titles, His Excellency, President for Life, Dr. Al-Haji Idi Amin, king of all the beasts on the earth and the fishes in the sea.
Within a year, he purged Uganda of East Asians, expelling tens of thousands. He purged the military of Acholi and Lango ethnic minorities, disappearing hundreds of people. The purging spread through Ugandan society.
It was a terrible period, unprecedented in the history of Uganda.
Amin silenced all dissident voices and dumped their bodies in the Nile. Amnesty International estimated that Amin killed upwards of 500,000 of his own people. Eventually, Amin alienated enough rivals to get usurped and pushed into permanent exile. He died in 2003 from kidney failure. Number 8, Hideki Tojo, Japan.
He has promised Japan a mighty empire, and he means to deliver.
As Imperial Japan entered World War II, General Hideki Tojo coalesced all power behind himself. In addition to being prime minister, Tojo represented much of his own cabinet. He indoctrinated Japanese youth through nationalist education and suffused Japanese culture with supremacist ideology, justifying years of atrocities against so-called lesser races. Tojo greenlit the use of illegal chemical and biological weapons in China. He instituted forced labor regimes, brutalizing POWs and civilians alike. He authorized human experimentation through his secret Unit 731.
Unit 731 causes the excruciating deaths of some 12,000 innocent people in experiments that defy comprehension.
By the end of the war, Imperial Japan was responsible for the deaths of millions of civilians, perhaps up to 30 million across East Asia and the South Pacific. Tojo was arrested at the end of the war and executed by a military tribunal.
The International Military Tribunal for the Far East sentences you to death by hanging.
Number 7. Mehmed Talat, Ottoman Empire. Mehmed Talat, also known as Talat Pasha, was the Minister of the Interior of the Ottoman Empire. Despite his title, he all but ran the nation until he formalized his power as Grand Vizier in 1917. Talat was the leading figure in the persecution of Armenians by the Ottoman Turks. Fearing Armenian independence, Talat ordered the arrest of prominent Armenians in Constantinople. Some were deported, but many were killed. This kicked off a wholesale slaughter of Armenians so widespread that a new word eventually had to be coined, despite Turkey's protestations, to describe the violence: genocide. By the time of Pasha's assassination in 1921, nearly 1 million Armenian lives had been taken. Number 6. Augusto Pinochet, Chile.
Even today, the atrocities of the Pinochet era haven't all been addressed.
Augusto Pinochet overthrew his predecessor in a US-backed coup in 1973. To the world, Pinochet represented the face of a reformer. He stabilized Chile's free-falling economy, bringing free market capitalism to Chile. Under his leadership, Chile had one of the best economies in Latin America. Under the surface, however, Pinochet was a stone-cold monster. His secret police would often arrest and disappear opposition figures in the dead of night. Between 2,000 and 4,000 were murdered. Upwards of 35,000 Chileans were arrested. The horrific mistreatment Pinochet inflicted upon them is beyond description.
Since the transition to democracy, there have been minor reforms, but the core of the Pinochet constitution has remained largely unchanged.
Number 5. Leopold II, Belgium.
European countries participated in the so-called Scramble for Africa. They colonized 90% of the continent, exploiting African resources and enriching their countries.
In Belgium, they called Leopold II the Builder King. He enacted social and economic reforms and commissioned dozens of public works. In Africa, King Leopold went by another name, the Butcher of the Congo.
Leopold II wanted to acquire what he called a slice of this magnificent African cake.
His mercenary army extracted the Congo's rubber wealth, filling Leopold's personal coffers. Leopold never visited the nation, yet he left an indelible mark. Failure to meet his quota of rubber was paid for in blood. His soldiers cut off the hands of the people they murdered as proof. Around 10 million Congolese men, women, and children were killed or died from famine and disease. After being forced to relinquish the colony, he ordered the Congolese archive burned. Leopold said, "They have no right to know what I did there."
Yet it took the recent emergence of the Black Lives Matter movement to question why Leopold is still celebrated in Belgium.
Number 4. Mao Zedong, China.
He's sometimes called the worst mass murderer in the history of tyrants.
Mao Zedong led his communist revolutionaries against the Imperial Japanese during World War II. After the war, he consolidated power in China under communist rule.
The Red Leader's blueprint for conquest, protracted guerrilla war, united front, elimination of all opposition, has accomplished its aims.
He instituted land reform, seizing private land by force. Over 500,000 dissenters were persecuted. In 1958, Mao initiated the Great Leap Forward campaign to transform China's economy. The transition from an agrarian economy to an industrial powerhouse was wildly successful. But China paid for this success in a staggering toll of human lives. The transition created a countrywide famine. Anywhere between 50 and 55 million Chinese died between 1958 and 1962.
It ranks alongside the gulags and the Holocaust as one of the 3 greatest events of the 20th century.
His subsequent Cultural Revolution, a violent class struggle, led to hundreds of thousands more deaths. Number 3. Pol Pot, Cambodia.
The fall of Phnom Penh to the Khmer Rouge was met with rejoicing in the streets of the city. But within hours, the mood abruptly changed.
Pol Pot was a Cambodian communist revolutionary who led the ethno-nationalist Khmer Rouge. He believed in a Cambodian resurrection of the ancient Angkorian Empire. launching attacks on Vietnam and Thailand. The Khmer Rouge acted with brutal savagery within Cambodia. He also launched a civil war, seizing power in 1975. The Khmer Rouge then emptied every town and city in the country. Nobody was excused, not even the elderly or infirm. Anyone who refused or moved too slowly was killed.
Within weeks, only 10,000 key factory workers, soldiers, and officials remained.
The survivors were sent to forced labor farms, the infamous killing fields.
Those seen as being disloyal, not hardworking enough, or guilty of such minor offenses as hunting rats for food could be taken away and murdered.
Intellectuals and professionals were murdered along with their families. All told, between 1 and 2 million died during the Cambodian genocide. Number 2, Joseph Stalin, Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, USSR.
In terms of ruthlessness, bloodlust, Stalin remains one of the greatest villains of the 20th century.
Joseph Stalin's 29-year reign saw the USSR transform into one of the world's great superpowers. That transformation cost tens of millions of Russian lives. His land seizure campaign included the purposeful murder by starvation of millions of Ukrainian farmers and villagers.
During what many historians term Stalin's reign of terror, no one was safe from his ambition.
Stalin expanded the Soviet secret police. He turned the Soviet Union into a police state where neighbors spied on neighbor. Millions were killed or vanished into gulags. Even conservative estimates make Stalin responsible for the death of more than 4% of his country's entire population. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few dishonorable mentions. Caligula, Rome. Sadistic emperor reveled in excess and the suffering of his people.
The young Roman emperor had a fearsome reputation as a sadist, murderer, and raving lunatic.
Vlad III, Wallachia. Vlad the Impaler killed many of his own people.
So one of his tactics was to capture prisoners and then impale them.
Kim Jong-il, North Korea. Instead of feeding North Korea, Kim repressed and starved it.
One of the most notorious dictators in history. A man with a passion for banquets, cognac, and Bond movies.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. People were deliberately murdered in death camps. Hitler persecuted, enslaved, and murdered millions more gays, Poles, Slavs, people with disabilities, and other victims of his insane ideology.
We'll be endlessly fascinated by what A, drove him, and B, why the German people decided to follow him.
Please share your thoughts on history's most brutal and evil dictators below.
All right, so Fabo, that was 10 top leaders in where they don't rule or they don't work on this earth, where they amass power. Waiting today. Waiting today. Waiting today. Saddam Hussein, according to record, he kills hundreds of thousands of people there. High hand. The hand of Okecha. Inside all. Then put on a court, then found on guilty, they anger. Idi Amin Dada, now Uganda, who say Museveni desu, some Maada be a goal practice, some of them we can implement so. In predecessor, then say, according to record, he killed more than 500,000. The end of overthrow, a run commodity. Now, you also see Tojo now Japan, more than 10,000 people to 20,000 people we execute. High hand, disgracefully. You go back, Pinochet to na Chile, he killed between 2,000 to 4,000 people there. High hand. Assassination. Napoleon of Belgium, of course, I know is in disgrace one. Then you come down to Mazodio of China and Pulot, Cambodia, and Stalin. All of these people, where we talk about power, money, fame, riches, army, control, and get abundance. Well, today. But perhaps this now long history, not so. What would I go remind with a very quick, maybe 1 minute, few seconds.
Of Ivory Coast sits in a hotel room shortly after his arrest Monday. Forces backing the internationally recognized leader of the West African nation took Laurent Gbagbo into custody following a week of intense fighting.
The former president of Côte d'Ivoire, Laurent Gbagbo, has been arrested. He is well and alive, and he will be brought to justice.
Gbagbo was declared the loser of last November's election, but refused to give up power. His long-awaited capture came after French military forces deployed tanks for the first time near a bunker at the presidential residence where Gbagbo had reportedly been holed up with his family. The prime minister said Gbagbo gave up when troops loyal to Alassane Ouattara entered Gbagbo's compound. The French military also said it controlled the capital's airport, releasing this video to support its claim. A French military officer.
All right. So again, when I don't see how long Gbagbo be end, disgracefully in WEF. So that I make we say, Maada Bio in WEF, most probably one of them scenarios in Ange for happen. When I mark this video, just like this, you go come back and watch it. Now that make, if you go back to what we start, we tell you say, justice for crimes against humanity must have no limitation. Now, one of the area where we go put, you ask the question with all this the evidence for tell you say, no matter how long, no matter how you powerful, you then have power. You think say, you get the command of everything, the resources, the police, the military, the institutions there, and you get the support of me. It's just a matter of time. The Stalin there. See, now empire in the empire there. The Tijo there of Japan. See how them be so powerful. The Idi Amin Dada there. So we ask you the question: with all these cities could go free? No, justice not going to do that, because these words where this man talk clearly certify all of the allegations they would make against them. Why we not go do this? Why we not go share before we can put you the latest one? Shekna, we run away going to India and I need to try for bring camp. Few weeks ago she was the prime minister of Bangladesh. Huh? Oh, power they change like this. Things and can change the twinkle of an eye. Yeah, is this guy.
We who saw it map now gonna elect we. Now we go with the can different way. This time I come with the ballot also. Now the ballot someone and get for put me. And me time done. I just the shout say me time done. They are common here. But anybody say come with bullets, you go meet bullets. And this now opportunity also for Mecca speak directly to the whole nation. We don't know election, and no election not until 2028. The one day where they call big man there, where they call themselves political big guns there, where they mix up this country for say another election day. In June they will come out. We serve the ready because not a one man get this country. One man, one group of people not going to decide say that they cause confusion and make we life miserable. 2012, they say I lost election. I say okay. When I be vexed, I say man, I take it easy, no so. We take it easy. 2028 come. We don't make an also. Now they no one beer. They no able day. Sokia no able fit them. You sabi Sokia also, and a ballot will come with. Anybody come with bullets, we will send you back with bullets.
All right, this now in what I say indict himself. So that clip here forever it go on time. I'm sure maybe if you get away for retract the statement, it will retract them. Why? Because all of the allegations that we talk about people that we don't or they lost, where people that don't kill. That is like the policy there. Then Sandy, then Lima, the others, then Famata Sawale, then all of those people just can confirm what they talk say. The other way they can, they not live for see the story. And he's ready again, he's prepared. So just so you know, let's just put for you this. This are 3 minutes to some seconds. This now check now, where few weeks ago, she was a prime minister. She was powerful. And listen carefully. Not to one time Iulo, not to 2 time Iulo. Listen carefully. See how he hand. I tell you, say, Maada Bio, now one of them, when I mark this video again, I don't repeat it many times. Now, one of them scenarios there, all of them puts for you today, now get for happen to Maada Bio. At the end of the show, we go put for you Professor Lumumba in reason why African leaders prefer for make them disgrace themselves in power or then catch them, because they don't commit so much bad thing that The only immunity now in power. If if I left her today, then they catch me. Anyway, love flashing a quick na Bangladesh about this very one-time, very powerful person. Very powerful.
Sheikh Hasina Wazid was first sworn in as Prime Minister in 1996. But even then, she understood Bangladesh's turbulent politics better than most. As the daughter of Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, considered the country's founding father, her history was closely intertwined with that of her homeland. And violence would become a common theme. In 1975, Mujibur was serving as president when he was assassinated along with most of his family in a military coup. Hasina was abroad at the time. Years later, she was elected to lead her father's Awami League party and allowed to return to Bangladesh. In 2004, as leader of the opposition, Hasina was speaking to thousands of supporters at a rally when grenades were thrown into the crowds. The attack killed dozens of people. Hasina was injured but survived. In 2007, she was arrested and charged with extortion and the murder of 4 people killed during political demonstrations and unrest. But she was cleared and later re-elected several more times as Prime Minister. The longer she stayed in power, the more Hasina was accused of becoming increasingly authoritarian. With many opposition members arrested or tried, her government was repeatedly accused of cracking down on dissent and freedom of expression. In 2017, during Hasina's third term as Prime Minister, a crackdown by Myanmar's military against Rohingya Muslims led to hundreds of thousands of Rohingya fleeing to neighboring Bangladesh. In the early days of the crisis, Hasina visited a refugee camp in Cox's Bazar, expressing sympathy and solidarity.
My family was assassinated. We were abroad. We had to live as refugees abroad for years. So we know the sorrow and pain.
During her leadership, Sheikh Hasina was credited with overseeing both rapid social development and economic growth in a country that's home to more than 170 million people. But critics and opposition leaders said the growth favored the country's wealthier classes. After Bangladesh's ruling alliance won virtually every parliamentary seat in the country's general election in 2019, Sheikh Hasina became Prime Minister for a 4th time, a record. She promised to continue to develop Bangladesh's economy, but also attacked her rivals, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, or BNP.
The opposition, you see, who are they? The main party, BNP, it was established by a military dictator who is your power and introduced martial law in this country. There is no constitution right the people. This military dictator, at first they capture power, then they become politicians and form their own party, and the rigging system and everything they introduce in this country. Now this party and their allies, who are the allies? It's the war criminals, whom our people rejected them.
In 2023, opposition supporters took to the streets to demand Hasina's resignation and for her not to contest the 2024 election. She ignored the calls and won a 5th term in office after the opposition boycotted the election. To Sheikh Hasina's supporters, she was a beloved figure who forged a new path for Bangladesh. To her critics, Hasina's successes, even the economic ones, came at too heavy a price.
All right, so fable est clair. Sheikh Hasina, 5th term, last year, 2023, the opposition, people in Kola say, Mama, boy, you don't turn that power now. You don't do 4th term, no go again for 5th term. They say when a man tasted power, he's not only reluctant to give it, but to increase in it. That's the nature of power. Power not to team who possibly left just willingly, either probably by constitutionally, either probably the people, but power. Look, few weeks ago, Joe Biden, but all way down all the Timbuli, the for any side, is still not beyond left that power. They pass with them force and nine, colleagues there. But the point all they make here is, you get some sound and brave leaders that will be hand over power at the time when they get right for declare themselves. I will give you an example. Mandela suffered for 27 years. He win the 1994 election, become the first black president na South Africa. Do the love way he gets and the respect way he gets internationally. If Mandela be choose for declare South Africa a one-party state for let he did it for a life, nobody complain, and it is still therefore still allowed. But you just look and say, you know what? Let's just do 4 years. At least I don't achieve my goal. May allow let transparency take place election, and I live in today with a celebrator. The world is celebrator. The world is celebrated, but they talk about leadership. They talk about legacy. They talk about not a politician. We talk about leader because there is a difference between leaders and politicians. We don't make that distinction many times. But just for recap, when they talk about politician as somebody who want to win election, where they win election by any kind means necessary. Just like for example, I give you example, Maada Bill, now politician. He won win election, whether he work for the people or he win, whether no for the people and not we say he was on record for say winning election does not necessarily mean for say the work we do, for rely on that. Not so another watching clip that in and dinner we all with the members of parliament. Though you get a leader now the person will look for the future generation, how for live in a better life. I'll give you an example of a leader. Mandela was a leader. Because of that selfless action where we look, forcing self upon the people, even though you get the chance for do so. See today, well, the country now one of the stable African countries in terms of GDP, in terms of growth, in terms of development, and many. Again, we come back to we own Maada Bill. Still have this issue. So people of Sierra Leone, when I be rest assured, say yes, it will be painful. People want let magic take place right now. But again, you can't just mix emotion with logic. Certain thing, they allowed let time deal with that. Why should you try to prepare? This study, because at this moment, if you get a leader, the biggest problem right now is leadership. And when you talk about leader, now somebody who forget credibility, somebody who not for be divisive, somebody who people in respect from all sides, all different sides. People emphasizing a father figure, a responsible person. Now we talk about leader. Today we forget a leader in a salon or in a diaspora. When I go mean the world itself, you see what change. You will see if you call a cause or that cause come out, we'll see how people then go embrace now. People then just look for that magnet. That magnet will draw them closer. Now this lack. Now this lack at this moment, according to we own thinking. All right. So Fambu, we tap this particular side now, just so you know, no matter how it is, we go come back on someday, we go people and we talk and go check back the inbox there and remember we talk now. Yeah. All right. Now the next one we'll talk about, we see former President Nkrumah that they share in clips across social media. Now one event we have attended. Well, I think it will let me just drop this first. The Minister of Information, Yon, while Sandy Pan prepare, let us stop how they come.
Sierra Leone's Information and Civic Education Minister has sharply denied criticisms that the administration is using state institutions, including the police and the judiciary, to clamp down on dissent. Chen Oba says the government in Freetown is committed to the constitutional guarantees on freedom of expression and to upholding the rule of law. His remarks come after leaders of the opposition All People's Congress or APC said the government uses the police to stop their planned protests. But Chen Oba tells me that the accusations are without merit.
The fact of the matter is that this is a government that has ended criminal libel, opened up and promoted freedom of speech and freedom of information and assembly in our country. But there are rules. As you are aware, we have had different challenges, security-related challenges. And I'm aware that the All People's Congress Party, not so long ago, requested police clearance for them to have an assembly, and the police granted that and provided protections. What the police has always said is that if there are faceless protesters, And that cannot be the All People's Congress Party, because we know who they are and they request, and they always have it's a right. We understand that Sierra Leone is a democracy, and the protesting or demonstration is a fundamental right that is guaranteed by our laws, and that there are laid down procedures for people to follow. So whenever they do that, I'm confident that the police will provide the protections and ensure that it does not disrupt the normal everyday activity of citizens who want to go about their business.
But Minister, the leader of the opposition in Parliament, the minority leader, is of the view that anytime the APC attempts to go on protest on issues they think the government has not handled properly, the government sends CIDs or Criminal Investigative Department of the police to arrest their supporters, and by so doing clamping down on their activities, which they argue contravenes the Constitution.
This is simply not supported by any evidence or any facts. There's not been a single time when the APC has requested that as a party or as an institution, they want to organize a peaceful assembly or demo. We just finished an elections. In that elections, APC were organizing or holding their rallies. There are days when they call for different kinds of protests. And that went ahead. Again, I think it's very clear that there's a distinction, a very clear difference between faceless protesters who don't, by the way, call for protest, but a peaceful protest by a registered political party whose arms, who are in constant touch. I mean, the person you just referenced, leader of the opposition in Parliament, he was just at our press conference where we held a very clear debate between himself and the leader of the of government in Parliament, the presidential spokesman. And we exchange strong but cordial ideas, differences on the state of the country, on the state of peace in the country. That's what President Biya stands for. It stands for open, constructive dialogue and a conversation in our democracy. But we're not in the business of, just because you disagree with us or you want to express your disagreement. That's simply not supported by any facts. I challenge them on that.
Will this process that you have started sustainable, where you allow the opposition to air their views in a press conference that you held with them, like with the leader of the opposition recently that you had?
We're creating a culture of civic engagement and civic dialogue. This is the vision of His Excellency. It's about strengthening our democracy. This is what the whole tripartite process was based on. This is what we've been doing since I assumed this position as Minister of Information. We've hosted multiple leaders of the opposition, the mayor, the leader of the opposition in Parliament, other leaders across the country, local governments, and they come to our platform that the government organizes and kind of challenge us. And we have a heated debate, a constructive debate. But it's not just the opposition that we host at these platforms. We also host civil society and activists who come and challenge governments at the platform that we organize and pay for, because that's what a healthy democracy is about. We may have challenges in our democracy, but there's a strong and unwavering commitment to advancing a culture of civic engagement, a culture of dialogue, and a culture of transparency. This is definitely going to continue.
Chanoba is Sierra Leone's Information and Civic Education Minister. He spoke with me from the capital, Freetown.
No comments. Absolutely no comments, because you know this true story. So what's the point of we wasting time on this? We don't have to anyway. So that's now the interview, and we still say the scatter social media. It is circulates. Of course, you get a bring and can. Not just so know how did they manage the information, how did they send her internationally to a point. It appear you the outsider. If you listen carefully, you go feel like say, oh yeah, the government get right. Yeah, they actually give. And they give permit. It's just that people they follow the due process. People just want to become probably lawless or whatever. But I start this program with the lantern. What about the lantern now? What about with lantern? If I say the freedom of speech, the freedom of expression, the freedom of movements, the freedom to the right to protest. What about with lantern? What about with lantern? A typical example. What about with lantern? Why? Anyway, let me drop this one. Former presidents.
You say you have to get the extension. I say, I want to understand this Lagos very well. Because I got those from you. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, sir. If you notice, I was talking. I didn't want to put it there, I think because his Excellency of Ogun State is here. But he was back there, sir. If the word is not good, So this joke is 12 years old, so forever. We both stayed at Ikorodu together.
Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, while Pastor J.E. Adelako was singing one of the favorite songs of Uncle Kola, we witnessed the arrival of the 14th President of Nigeria. Please put your hands together as we recognize His Excellency President Goodluck Ibele Jonathan. Thank you very much.
And he didn't even come alone.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we also had the arrival of the immediate past Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, no other than Professor Yemi Osibanjo. Please, let's put our hands together.
Sir, I don't know if you remember, sir. May 25th last year in Abuja, I was the MC at your valedictory service. And I told you that I'm happy that I'm the last comedian that made you laugh while being Vice President. That nobody will ever break that record. And I made sure all the events you did before handing over, all were cancelled. So I still hold that record. Thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.
So forever, that means you cancelled my event because I was also to perform.
No, yours was Vice President of Boy Scout. And we have with us the former President of Sierra Leone. Please a round of applause for President Bai Koroma. Thank you very much, sir, for joining us. So as a kid, your country was one of my favorites because of your capital, Freetown. We thought everything was free until we had to pay to fly there.
But in Freetown, nothing is free.
Even the flight to Freetown is expensive. So also we have with us, seated in front, looking very handsome.
As usual.
As usual. He's constant. His steez is always on point. They are never out of steez and composure. Yeah. We have the governor of Ogun State. Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for His Excellency, Mr. Didapo Oluseun Abiodun, MFRO CEO, and thank you very much for joining. And we just found out something very significant about him. His birthday is May 29th, 1960.
Wow.
You are a very democratic child, sir.
That's a democracy day.
He was born on democracy. No wonder he's a governor. Yeah, you seen the way God makes things work? Please, once again, a round of applause for him.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, the host, the landlord of Lagos. I'm talking about no other than His Excellency.
All right. Anyway, that's this. We don't know much. We don't get much information regarding this. We'll just see this clip and try for contact on to source for no they're unable. But anyway, if we get more additional information regarding that, we could definitely make on a know. But it looked like the ex-president look relaxed. Look seems to be bothered. It looks still fresh. It look. He not pulled down like where you will see somebody pull down, in terms of, it seems as if he's getting on the nice. Anyway, the last one we'll go put Fambule now about this mpox, so they don't declare, say, a global emergency. And please, with authorities, on our try for put measures in place. Fambule, if you know nobody's mpox, it's another disease where they ravage people when are contagious. Take a listen to this. We can just now.
Mpox has been declared a public health emergency of international concern by the World Health Organization. The disease, formerly known as monkeypox, has spread rapidly across Central and East Africa since the start of the year. The initial outbreak was in the Democratic Republic of Congo, which has now registered 15,600 cases since the start of the year and more than 500 deaths. Health officials say the new strain of Mpox may be the most deadly yet. Joe Inwood reports.
It starts with flu-like symptoms and ends with this. This is what Mpox, which used to be called monkeypox, can do. Here in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the virus is common, but it's spreading. It's transmitted by physical contact or through the air. 5-year-old Sandrine has now recovered, but it was a terrifying moment for her mum.
She had a high fever and then she started to get lesions on her body. She had rashes on her arms, on her abdomen and even on her tongue. I'd been told it was a serious illness that could kill her, so I took her to the hospital.
Although it can be sexually transmitted, in the crowded camps of the eastern DRC, most of the patients are children.
So far, we have 130 suspected cases, and half of them under 5. Just 5% are adults. The most common way to get infected is direct contact from a sick person. And in the camps, children, they play together.
The latest outbreak has killed 450 people in the DRC. It seems a new variant, called Clade 1b, is more virulent and more dangerous. And it's now been detected in neighbouring countries, including Burundi, Kenya, Rwanda, Uganda, and the Central African Republic. And so the World Health Organization has declared a global health emergency.
It's clear that a coordinated international response is essential to stop these outbreaks and save lives. A public health emergency of international concern is the highest level of alarm under international health law.
It is possible to vaccinate against Mpox, as happened in previous outbreaks. But these vaccines are not.
All right. Okay. We now want just a press release. Not that. So we put contingency plans. No, we don't wait stay what happens Gary before, because one of the things where this government seems for the habits, it seems as if then they live in people in misery. When this Kush business begin, for 3 good years, people need to shout, they shout. Well, because it benefits them, they not do nothing. They only can begin take action now because then see the world, they can turn their eyes on we for let themselves get way at least for Luluk City do something and continue for right projects and maybe get more money because that's what we select. And this one, do ya now do wanna help people. Another day. All right. The last clip I will play. This I think is very important for Putsia because these are the things all they talk. These are some of the stronghold of this government. I want to take a look on the road when they share today. Not put this clip. And this is not just a lesson for the people holding at their side and there. Although we left their votes in party. When I left for the giving a loyalty to a political party. When I think about my future, when I think about when I'm picking there, when I think about tomorrow, when you follow a politician, you follow a political party, you don't follow the wrong path because at the end of the day, they not that much for offering. The only side where they hide, and they hide on the tribal and the political side. Where they derive from massive development or development at least really practical, look like what people in the suffer. These videos they scatter on social media, and as I say, like if I want to bring them come to take a look.
Tonight morning, early morning, I hope so all sleep well. This na Tongo Road. This now between Dawebu and Kamboma. See how Tongo Road bad? Papa government will cry to you for me help we. Wallahi, now na gusmo to this. See, they don't fashion from yesterday. Then people they don't can they don't there. See how Tongo Road done bad? Do ya brother and sisters will cry to you. Do ya Papa government? Do ya help we for tar this road from Mano Junction to Bumpe? Tongo Road done bad. Tongo Road, you know, easy. See? Now this na Gusmo to Castle. Then they go Tongo. See? How the road done bad? The road is not easy. Wallahi. It's not easy for we. Tongo Road done. Well, finally. See? Hey, Papa government, we cry to you for help me. For me to make this road. It's not easy. Hey, Tongo. This now between Kamboma and Dawebu. Kojum. Yeah. It's not easy. Like, see woman there. Mama they suffer. Yes, bike man, then baby they suffer. It's not easy. See, mama they walk up by foot. They don't go up hill. Wallahi. It's not easy, Tongo Road. They bypass back with them make. For me, motuka they go they walk out. It's not easy, motuka fast they back. Hey, Papa government, will they cry to you for help with Tongo Road? It's not easy. Tongo Road don't bad. We are the indigenous of Tongo picking there. We are. Oh, Ojo, I will cry to Papa government. Let them tar this road. Tongo Road is not easy. Not easy. Now this is the bypass. The bypass back with them make. See how terrible. See how motor the strain. See this van door can fashion. This not cigarette van. If this Komon go Kenema, it go carry back. It's not easy. Hey Tongo. For all the riches we'll get that more. Look at how the road bad. Yes. If this Komon a rich Kenema, it not go carry again. The bypass will they make for me to go the work out. Impact damage extra. Do you have Papa government will cry to you for make this road?
All right, so you see, that's it. But when you go this now them pleasant day, you want to tell the people other thing. If you don't take time, they stone you. If you don't take time, then will chase you. If you don't take time, they beat you. So that's sometimes they want to feel sorry for them because they get that mentality where if you are like they don't fully brainwash them to a point, you're unrepairable. That's what you look like. And say you border, I border. If you border, they make you the suffer. Still, I border. You they enjoy where it gets right for making all this together. Not to say thing in audio. Money they follow and all gets the same benefit. No, you border deprive you, you still na border. Yes, of course, na border. But if you get away for let you treat yourself better now. You know what treat yourself better? You go let you border pass yourself. Ask yourself the question. Anyway. Now this we get for now tonight on the program. We on 1 hour don't end. We can turn the mic to you, and we can check on the comment section. And I'll give you 1 minute. We can open the line for Una. Now just take 1 minute or 2 minutes. And if you just join me for the first time, the program we listen talking points, Komon-Tok. With a different sign, and if you don't know how to subscribe, we don't make it easy. Now the steps this way, just in for follow, or we just put them for you now the screen, and we can just now in 2 minutes. Now you turn.
If you want to subscribe to the TPP Leon YouTube page on your phone, click and open the YouTube app. Now the search box, just type Komon-Tok and click enter. When the page displays, look at the top middle and click the subscribe button. Subscribe. And not tap the click the bell close to the subscribe button and select all. As you don't subscribe, so anytime we go live, you go be among the first people then where they get notification.
Yes, so fam will open the line. Yes, we don't get to first caller. Yes, me brother, you get the platform. Go ahead, you get 2 minutes.
Mr. Komon-Tok, thank you so much. May God bless you, bless your family, this legacy where you don't create for yourself, the people unable get their voice, make their voice be heard. May God bless you for that. And I just want to ask the people in Rwanda when they talk about how they will they ask Manabio and the government while they're not going to make cosmetic wood for that place day. Because now they will say the old way and let's come back create that cosmetic wood, to fine. So let them make for them and hold them. But which I want to tell them people and Mr. Komon-Tok, careful now. And make day and net, it can be in shot any time for talk for the people and our country. But aware because most times they know what will happen. But who don't can see that the first wall I don't know say. So with them money that they now your money. I make good sensitize them for no say. The money we government say we make good, we go make anything, not to the money. Fatima we don't tell we. You know we don't go na London for how many years, catch money for spend and for buy gas for light in the country, you know, good one. You don't tell we. So I make we want success for them people and they want betterment for them. I make we do always I make Mr. Komon-Tok go always for each other and tell us say their money and they will listen, so not to the money. Now every citizen will not see alone and the money. So therefore they stand up for the rights. Therefore tell them when they go back to talk say when they are down they can't say for do this and I can't say for do this. Yes. Because we don't see success, we don't see how government them responsible for them people them. And I make one and same goodness for them. We will not still hate them, we still want success for we country, let the country develop. So they ask Maada Bio and the people let them go make spectacle for the people and you know, not to the money, let us spend them for the people, let them benefit. Because if that wouldn't exist, some of them waiting get another village there, it would kind of deficit quick. Look who my wife will go salon. Who are gonna creep because they would find. We just can't, they can't pick on a junction, the Togo State when I gonna creep until we reach the border and we can see gallop now the Guinea border. But one goodness for them, one for this time. Maada Bio not take money physically to do. When they don't do small projects and they say I help the people.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much, my brother.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. May God bless you again.
God bless you to your family. Oh, we had another voice. Yes, my brother, you get the platform. Where's the call from?
Thank you very much. Yeah, this is Abdul call from United States.
Yes, Abdul, you get the platform. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, I'm glad for the information minister in interview where you play. Because one important thing that we are seeing, it exonerates APC from the August 10 because he said APC can always take permit way, then they do their own demonstration and they're not going to mix by their kind of thing. That's clear. But that same thing, you know, that August 10, you will find out, say, Maada Bio set up a committee. When the committee come and the committee tell and say, APC as a party not involved in, but it's possible as a country, maybe they will get members then we go involve.
Yeah.
But when the heads of ECOWAS come after that coup, he made reference say na APC then DBN the August 10 and then he say na DBN the coup. So I'm glad for this clip. It's very important. You know, this are the kind of thing in this way people in the do by mistake. Just as you say, Maada Bio go get himself to some mistakes the way go feel see a solution. Now in the bring in downfall one can. The only prayer I know make it always pray for Naya is let God reduce impatience. And I believe God will reduce impatience when we get over this guy. Thank you, bye.
Thank you very much. Now we had another voice. Yes. No, we don't miss this one. Now we had this one. This one down there. Okay, let's take this one. Yes, call outside the call from.
Yes, Mr. Komon-Tok, looking at ex-civilian.
Yes, ex-civilian. You get the platform. Go ahead, please. You get 2 minutes.
Mr. Komon-Tok, let me tell you something. Maada Bio in one not to even call that quantity. You get people where they accomplish. You get people where they use, where they execute all the things where they happen at the country. So, but let me tell you one thing. Nobody hurt Sierra Leone and go free. Nobody. But more pray, no how Maada Bio in go look like. Because Maada Bio na the only man here for this as they don't hurt Sierra Leone more than any other people at the world. So if you believe say if you get for left power tomorrow, power get for left arm, you go free. That means in a joke kill a joke. But you know that now he make it hang up to power with tooth and nail so that you know go come on power, make them go trial. Me I know say the tell Maada Bio come on power till the face trial. If to say they want pull Maada Bio, they don't want trial, they don't negotiate with them for amnesty. But this time around, they know they get no amnesty. No amnesty, you know they come inside. This time around, we can call them with the people there. When they carry on there, that's what these atrocities. So they all get for face justice tomorrow. So thank you very much for this program. I'm glad for that.
All right. Thank you, my brother. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, let me add another one. All right. Okay. Let me concentrate a little bit on the text messages there. We don't come so much. Yeah. This one they come up from Abubakar, Mr. Komon-Tok. As long as BO is in power, we must not expect any positive. So let's talk about the way forward, and the only way forward is to come out and voice out our grievance peacefully. This one they come up from Caesar. It says some people don't care about development. They believe in sugar-coated bribes to please their supporters. And this one they come up from Daniel Camara. He said, BO, don't make his hometown road, so he can never do anything better for Mama Salome. This one they come from Konotski. He said we have 7,000 square miles of road in Sierra Leone. Less than 1,000 is paved. The nonsense for 60 years. Stop supporting this uni-party structure in Sierra Leone. They are the problem. We must reject both parties. That's a strong one there. And this one they come up from Jay Jallo, where they say, those what happened when you voted based on tribe and region on a suffer back Safo. And this one they come up from Kate, they say, all time in Africa, they go use as scapegoat. Yeah. Anyway, now they add the voice there, and will they come back on the text? Yes, call outside the call from.
Mr. Komon-Tok, this are the call from Salon.
Yes, my brother, you got the platform. Go ahead.
Yeah, I would say that just to give contribution as a concern anyway, because I don't meet up the program and I don't be called. But I guess a serious concern about what's the go on the immigration office. Of recent I go for try to get a passport. The passport supposed to be $100, but people they ask for $100 when I like 2,280,000. But people they ask for more than that, which is very, very bad. And you can't believe, say, currently as we talk, the passport office, the immigration office, there is no light for the past how many weeks? There is no light there. But we still get president, we get more time for flight, more time for going to places where he knows where they see development. But it's really painful that when they come home, whether everything they see they wipe off from their mind or waiting. And since this rainy season starts, as normal, we use forget light constantly. Even though not like if it not be 24 hours, but we use forget to fix light. But I tell you, see, throughout this rainy season, light is not stable. The lights they go rapidly, they go for hours and hours and hours and hours. This is my contribution, and thank you for giving me the platform. God bless you. God bless you, Radio.
God bless you too, my brother. Now we had another voice. Yes, call outside the call from. Who's the call from? Yeah, my brother, you get the platform. Go ahead. Who hear you, Simas? Who hear you?
That's me now.
Yeah, yeah, better now, better.
Thank you so much, Mr. Komon-Tok, for this wonderful program. We bring up for sensitizing. The worry no more. I don't know how much Salonians and they really get this message then, especially for this protest we talk. Because the whole thing not about China the West now, how then will get the message and effectively, and if more people are not already get this message from Una and the media. It's a shame, like a big shame that these two parties will do nothing for this country for since we get independence up to now. So they cry. And one of the things we born this protest, they want to do so tomorrow now, hunger, cost of living. Any other trade for add on top now based on cost of living, and they push all this now. It's now a big shame to get almost more than 7 to 8 top mineral resources who get who will mine in country change. Even if the West interfere with your affairs. Countries in London and Africa don't do them, Botswana don't do them. Okay, let's say out of Africa, say Malaysia, Indonesia, then I'm a proper country. Church that they emphasize on this, and this they pain me. Where we can so wicked and even
Whether they say they vie for be politician, not because of the one be politician, not job for go for their pockets. It's not evil, therefore change this mindset. Thank you so much, my brother.
All right, thank you very much, my brother. But we had another voice. Yeah, my brother, outside the call from?
Hello, Mr. Komon-Tok. I will call from Ireland.
Yes, Abu from Ireland. I do, boss.
Thank you, how you said. What's the idea for say that whole business, that tongue will say that money come out. The kind way Maada build on brainwash northwest, the southeastern and people left. A difficult, let's alone go before. A very, very difficult. Yana no expects no better life. No, they never ever they answer. Because the kind way Maada build on brainwash, then people a day, it's just sad that country day. Because if you see Senegal, the trade with the Senegal like Europe, I see Senegal, I want to cry for Sierra Leone. I see Burkina Faso, they even get tram. I don't cry for you. I'm ashamed for Sierra Leone. If you see African country, they shame for your country. You say come out. You really shame. You know, you don't want to cry. You shame yourself for even saying that Sierra Leonean. Big brother. If you see Burkina Faso, this soldier man, if you see the tram, if you see go there, the fixed train there. If you see the problem, big brother, switch up God. Senegal, if you see the train where they get, big brother, switch up God like Babylon. If you shame, you don't want to cry for yourself. They come out there. That's disease where they talk about Congo. That is a biological weapon. That one day, that till the weight man, then they activate anything when they know say if you not get a leader. They don't do the same thing as Salou when they carry what then they do if you not get any leader, we want to improve the economy, then they activate them. And once they activate them, they see different things than the people in the system.
This one I have you, my brother, because we not get enough evidence for back them up with. So sometimes
trust me, well, they always they. Then this is that they always do.
Okay, but yeah, if you get something like that, send for me.
Because that one that is country one and they get issue where you don't get understand that they did there at all. Then two countries, they Sierra Leone and Congo. It's sad. My brother.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Country that we don't get no understanding. Sierra Leone, Congo are the most African country, are the whole world, the worst. And thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you. All right. Now we had another voice. Okay. Now we had another voice here. Okay, don't miss this one. Let's see what we will do for this. Now we had this one. So family, if you just join with Dria, we don't change my number. Now the new number this if yes, call outside the call from.
What's up?
Yes, my brother. Hello?
You call me the online.
All right, okay. Yes, call outside the call from.
Hello?
Yeah, outside the call from.
Komon-Tok.
Yeah, outside the call from.
That may concern. I don't call from where.
Okay, you get a platform. Go ahead, my brother.
My brother, I know they blame Pauper. I know they blame them. And they blame the opposition. Ever since when people are they talk now, the international media, whether they interview, you know, one day see APC come, use that same platform there to debunk the lies where them people are the lies.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, all this, I don't want to use the other words, yeah, but all this long waiting, where then people are on the life and people of Sierra Leone, this so-claimed president go na international media say each and every family they receive $500. One the opposition not come in the pocket.
Yeah.
All the lies against the opposition. They don't want to come and use that same podium there, that same platform when they are Jazeera, the VOA, whatsoever, where they interview with them people there, come and debunk them people there. That don't tell you say them people there, they don't tell against the nation, against with destiny, against each and everybody your own life. Now they same one they come and condemn protest, not also. Which this now a big way for let them use
then I made the opportunity. I say, okay, since this government will itself not use this opportunity now for grand this protest, they will never come and condemn all these lies or join me by this protest. So that's alone for tell we all of us, not Sierra Leonean, we not belong to a political party, or be it you belong, but you know they enjoy. Come out on whatever date we don't set.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. Now we had another voice. Thanks very much. Yes, call outside the call from.
Hello?
Yes, call outside the call from. Okay, Ibrahim. Oh, Ahmed, I did. Yes, I did. You get the platform?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Komon-Tok. Thanks for the information. You know, always you give it things away with reflect and compare and see how countries away don't get similar rulers and that which we get so today and how, you know, and how they end up. Well, this is not new thing. Listen, the worry we get now basically is the opposition. Imagine all of them seeing their way they are put government before even election. We see before election, we see actions then of this government and none of the opposition. But today, they will tell me say that the leader, and will tell me say that Samuda Kamara. How on earth one single individual will just lead the party, we not to chairman? Where are they? They kill my own people. Look at them people who they kill. How can somebody kill somebody, a bury them by force? Nobody, no newspaper, no civil society, no human right talk about them people that they die and how they die. This thing before even the election, after the election, we see all the violations there. We look at the constitution, don't let us how they talk to the neighbor. And like APC, they go to our courts. Nothing on the court. In fact, that's what we don't make easy. All this stuff to not for even get out, not for even talk about election now, because they will just pass verdict. So we know all of this. The people them follow the people. The people of Shona,
all right, thank you. Thank you very much, Ahmed.
If you say an exclamation, she don't want that if she don't look to the laugh. Now good thing to we. How do they look at we the wall? How the world they look at we? The former president who's supposed to contribute what if we don't make now the country now for the even for the vice and helping people in their home. Even the people themselves, even try the way all battery they go dance to that buying battery. All landing that they put smile for them but then they will not get all over the book. How about that? Now today we send an exile. We say she don't want that. People they clap, hey, look at the president. It don't make no sense to me. Now a terrible state that one day. Because this amount we supposed for the contribute back which we don't get. Now power for the advice. Now if we don't they go, of course they send the country out. How about that?
All right, thank you very much, Ahmed. Now we had another voice. Thank you. Yes.
So it's terrible, my brother.
Yeah, thank you.
It's only for stand. We need for stand as a nation. Please, thank you very much, brother.
Thank you very much, Ahmed. All right, so we'll take another call. All right, we missed this one. All right, so we'll take this one. Yes, call outside the call from.
Yeah, again, the call from Canada again.
Yes, call outside the call from. Yeah, it's like your voice low.
Yes, Mr. Komon-Tok.
No bad part. Yes, go ahead. You get the platform, you get 2 minutes.
Well, you remember the World Big Open match in Central London. You remember? I don't know if you remember me.
Of course not. I know they see your face, so
yeah, you will interview me. Well,
okay.
the situation we're going to continue because we don't accommodate to couple of months ago. I go by my brother. Not continue the situation.
Sorry. So our sympathy.
The situation, yeah, man. Thanks, man. The situation is really. Imagine we don't left in a country where we are 13 years old. I go back. The same thing that I left. Mama in 10. All in 10. The same thing I go I left. Now the same thing I go back go meet. Nothing no change. Nothing no change. This man need to take no example. These people need to take no example from Ibrahim Traore. They need to take no example from Lamandi. And then if they can na social media, they can talk about people. I don't know these people that they talk about trouble, no. But there are these people that we sit on and sign contract with them. Who don't have them?
They need for experience and big brother there because we know them. We don't this big brother, Mr. Komon-Tok. This man, they go on an international platform. They tell lies upon lies. Just like what you say. APC and they cause this because they need to come out, opposition need to come out, they make no comment, no nothing. No nothing. This time they pain me so much, man. They pain me, it's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing to tell people and say you come out salon. The anthem of Africa. Look at the anthem of Africa. That country now, the anthem of Africa, of West Africa. We say everybody will come. That be the global point of all West Africa. Look at all like the country.
All right, thank you very much, my brother. Now we had another voice. Yes, yes. Okay, we missed this one. Yes. All right, I missed this one. All right, so I don't know if they do this. All right. Yes, call outside the call from. Yes, call outside the call from.
It's Kai Londo.
Oh, Kai Londo. The man with the thunderous voice. You're welcome. You get the platform.
Brother.
Yeah, my brother. I get the platform. Go ahead, please.
Leone is crying. Leone is crying.
Absolutely.
The motherland is crying. In the cause of the people, the struggle continues. We have to keep on fighting. No retreat, no surrender.
Indeed.
Now, let no listen. Yeah, let no listen to these politicians. They don't bring their language, they are different. Lomé Accord contribute to tripartite, same thing. Rebel come to the another word, terrorist. Or, how they call them, Islamists. We now understand. Then they use words them on we for exploit we. Exploitation, they come in different ways. Then they use languages. Then they use certain words. We will not able to understand. And we get people that they grip on them here. Let we not encourage them. The politicians.
Yeah.
The politicians. We should not encourage them. These people got the grip on us. They always favor people who is on their own side. When I begin call with the international world, this now the people have to take this thing at their own hand. Now this same international business bring us these politicians. Now then bring us the politicians. We right now everything go corrupt. But the people that not be know, they be feel say then they do bad. Wait for the Sanko then get that opportunity small, it go lead hunting. Nine by shall be this, that, everything, all man happy, make people they eat. But then with president they are now they say no hunting. No voting, no this, no happiness, no culture. Why are you talking about tourism? You don't abandon your culture. Why are you expecting tourism to come in the country? When I know we think, man.
All right, thank you very much, Kailondo. Thank you very much.
You, sir.
Yeah, so we had another voice. Yes, call outside, call from. Yes, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, you get the platform.
Thank you so much, Mr. Komon-Tok. Now, Lance, the talk from Australia.
Yeah, Lance, you get the platform. Go ahead, my brother. How are you doing? You okay?
Yeah, they do fine. Thank you so much. I just speak out quickly for that just call because it's been a while.
Yeah.
I hope everybody they do fine. All the family members, them. I hope yourself they do fine, and we always dip and pray to God for let God make this platform continue for expand.
God's grace. God's grace.
At the least side, because the message that we can with so is very important for the Salon people and for the way they educate them, the way we sensitize them. Because that nonsense that way they have this so this road, not Tongo Field Road, my brother. That place, imagine how many millions of dollars we don't come out of Tongo Field. You know, look at the road. Bro, look at the road. Imagine living at that. You they live at that environment state. Old people they live at that environment state. They don't get access to nothing. This is really sorry. They are Salon people. They will all come together. Don't find a solution. Don't get rid of this cancer shell. I tell you plenty. Thank you, Mr. Komon-Tok. I will try speaking again tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. I'm not seeing later to very early. I mean, very early. Yeah, not very early. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much.
Please, my brother, keep up the good job. You know, we all they look up to you. You know, if you know you one day, you know, we all get confused. So may God bless you and continue to bless you. Thank you so much.
God bless you too. God bless you too, Lance. Thank you very much. So now we had another voice. Yes, me. What outside the call from?
Yeah, Constance Elena, the call from the US.
All right, Constance Elena, you get the platform. Go ahead. You get 2 minutes.
Well, thank you so much. God bless you for the wonderful work we do. You know, more especially for people like we within at the diaspora. You know, although we basically every year we go on, you know, but more especially for people that we know that the chance for the good song, let them they know, because some of them things people in the talk and people that know believe. You know, could you imagine? The ruling government, the strong Ulu side and commot, people will vote for them. Look at the development so they can go for them. Because that one thing are development, forward network, all that one thing are development. But I bet you, my brother, let them go put box back again tomorrow. You will see a lot of people and back again go then they go vote them, begin to talk about BD, your brother, in they live luxurious life, send the beginning abroad, then they live a better life, get good education, una barely get 1 meal a day, yet still they say your brother. These are the development. Like I they say no more, I just believe no more, say, Madam, you go more space injustice. Just like that, you don't give it a good example of them pass more leaders they have to win. Them be even powerful past Madam Bio. You know, them be powerful past Madam Bio. And again, I come to the misinformation minister. You see, one of the things I'm glad for, we always did fight for justice, but we not rely on the opposition, because as far as we concerned, themselves don't fail we. You know, themselves connive with Madam Bio for let them do it and they do to the people of Sahel. Imagine, party way they don't muscle, they don't intimidate, you know, to the extent they go down a party office, they kill white body, they kill meat one day. Then they're not because of one for the
Thank you very much, my brother. No, we had another voice. Two minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes. Yes, call outside the call from. Wa alaikum salam. Wa rahmatullahi ta'ala barakatuh. Outside the call from.
I call from United States.
All right, you get the platform. Go ahead, please.
God
bless you too. God bless you too.
So Komon-Tok 2018, I predicted the mistake of bringing Maada to office. It will cost alone heavily for the next 5-10 years, probably decades. And this is what is happening. The state captured the minister, they deny, they have captured the state. It's control of all facets of state security, state institutions, is in the hands of Maada. Anybody who go against the dictators of Maada, you're out. I'm telling you, I'm going to predict another bombshell. The constitution is under review secretly. It is just unfortunate. This is not correct. Constitution review is supposed to be done by all political parties, trade unionists, and the press, and also civil society organizations. Unfortunately, it's only the SNPs reviewing the constitution. It's going to be a bombshell. It's going to be a one-party dictatorial constitution, which probably are going to tamper with the office of the president, the term of the president's office, of the president's office. That's what it's going to be a one-party dictatorial constitution. Trust me, this is another bombshell for Sierra Leone people. And I called all the people of Sierra Leone in 1920 demonstration, and they called the police. One party dictatorial constitution. I dey call all the people that nobody be secretary. All the people that they depend on the question say, please. And remove Maada in office.
All right.
Assalamu alaikum.
All right. Now we had another voice. Yes, call outside the call from. Yes, call outside the call from. All right. Yes, who side the call from? The person they talk. Well, we had another person. No, we don't had another person. Yes, call outside the call from. Who side the call from? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, who side the call from?
Yeah, this is Mulkis right now.
Yeah, Mulkis. Yeah, you get the platform. Go ahead.
Long time.
Yeah, long time. Yeah.
Come on, talk. This message I want to say.
All right. Okay, so Fambul, when it comes to the call, I think we've come to the end of this segment by the call side. Now we just check on the comment side, and then we wrap up the program. So we don't cease for the call side, and please, me Fambul there. Now we go on the text side. Once on the text side. And this one they come up from Say Brand. It's a matter build. ICC they go. ICC they going to hold him is not going to see the light no more for all of these cars and senses. Okay. And this one they come up from Ibrahim Ahmed. They say nobody hurts Leoneans and go free. I salute you all, my beautiful family in TPP Leon. And all right, yes, Kelvin, thank you very much for joining us as always. Yes, Zainab, Klabia, and Ahmed, how are you doing? And love you, good done and see. Yes, so yeah, Zainab, see again, thank you. This one, Joshua Kakai, Ahmed, God bless you for coming out and say the truth. That's why Sierra Leone need to come out this time and take their stand. This one, Abdul Sahid Kamara, is saying Mr. Komon-Tok Bio and his co, including those in opposition, will surely reap what they sow. All right, so Fambule, we've come to the end of the program for tonight. I'm sure this clip will be played so you get a lot for what we learn from. Why make Maada Bio no one left power? And the only thing where perhaps if you could protect her, now the immunity of power, or person where it will put as puppets. Now we take this last clip and we say goodbye. We'll come back by God in power tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.
Because sometimes they tell you the truth that you do not want to hear but need to hear. Sometimes you are surrounded by a coterie of people who pretend to be your friends, but they are not. They are friends of the office that you hold and the things and the doors that you can open for them. That requires discernment. That requires detachment. That requires focus. That requires selflessness. That requires intellectual firepower and spiritual contentment. Easier said than done. You know, power, it is said, corrupts, and absolute power corrupt, absolutely. But I remember the great Tanzanian President Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere used to say that when you are called upon to serve, remember that you are not necessarily the best, but you've been given the honor and privilege of serving. That is why we call you honor. Style to truth, and you become attracted to flattery. The strength of character is very important, and power does not change people. Power reveals who you truly are or truly are. I've interacted with individuals even across this continent, men and women who mean well and they serve well. I was telling a friend of mine who is a senior politician in Kenya that one of the greatest hallmarks of a servant leader is that when he or she receives a letter from a citizen, he or she acknowledges the letter. And I've dealt with many African heads of state, and to their credit, quite a number of them, they will cause the letter to be acknowledged. In Kenya, which is my country, you write to leaders, they never respond. Never. Because there is arrogance, which is tragic. So what must one do when one gets into public office? Humility must never abandon you. I've had the opportunity myself of serving in public spaces in this country on 3 different occasions. And in my view, have never changed. I've always realized that power is temporal and that you only do your bit and leave. As William Shakespeare once said, all the world is but a stage. We have our comings and goings. If you remember that, you'll remember to always have humility as your shadow. Most African politicians, I'm very reluctant to use the word leaders when I make reference to most African politicians. They occupy positions of leadership, but they are not leaders, most of them. First of all, the intention with which they enter into leadership is the problem. They seek office because they love power and privilege and opportunity that it provides to them. They want to become wealthy, and the easiest and shortest avenue to wealth in Africa today is public office. With the minimum effort, you become a multi-millionaire. They go there in order to be worshipped, and they go there not to do the right thing. And once they have been in office, they do so many wrong things that it becomes dangerous for them to leave office. So their continued occupation of office is also to ensure that they enjoy immunity that comes with office. But when you are a good leader who does the right thing, you do not fear to leave office because nothing has changed. And I've seen leaders of that ilk in this part of the continent. And there are quite a number of sprinkling of leaders who have left office and are doing great things. Joaquim Chissano in Mozambique. Ifikepunye Pohamba in Botswana. People like my good friend Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete, Ali Hassan Mwinyi in Tanzania, Benjamin William Mkapa, Joaquim Chissano, as I've said, of Mozambique. These are people who have left office and nothing is happening to them because they are men and women of integrity. John Mahama of Ghana. There are quite a number of them now across the continent who do not fear being out of office, and they are doing great things once they leave office. But there are others who will never leave office, because the day they leave office,